It was super exciting, wasn't it? Just to finally be starting the journey.
Oh yeah, we're super excited. It's our provisions.
And really bizarre feeling actually to be leaving the UK via boat rather than plane, didn't you find?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't leave for long though.
So this is not good news. This is a massive rope that we've just managed to sail over. What are the odds, do you think, of that?
Oh, how big's the ocean? 70%? What are the odds of us in this vast, vast ocean picking up...
Vast ocean. Vast ocean.
Yeah, it's pretty big. A rope that thick.
This is what we've been able to bring on board, but there's a good chance the whole thing is wrapped around the sail drive. So we need to get the GoPro to have a look underneath.
So, situation update. Stranded in the English Channel because of this rope.
To pick up that Goliath, I think is what we nicknamed the damn thing, to pick that up 6.5 hours into the maiden voyage was less than ideal.
As you can see, completely flat cam, so can't sail anywhere.
Cue the Coast Guard.
Oh, I've never been so pleased to see the RNLI in my life. It's the first time I've ever seen the RNLI in my life. These guys, all volunteers, you know, they were there within an hour and a half. First thing they did, step onto the boat and say, "How's your day been?"
Oh, perfect day. Yeah, nothing to see here.
It was great, and you know, they make you feel, you know, so much better about the situation that you're in, and you now know that you're safe. If it's going to happen anywhere, it should probably happen here. We are 20 miles from the British shores. We have the Coast Guard.
I was dying, and you were like, "No, could have been in a worse place. Could have been, could have been a storm."
There is a flat cam. There's no traffic around in the busiest channel in the world, pretty much.
You were really, really chipper and optimistic about it. Characteristically so, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I was,
3 tranquilizers to get back to hysterical, I think.
I had a job, had to leave behind me.
As long as I take that for X-ray, go ahead. If you want to put a knot on, it's no job, you'll take a real solid toe.
I've never had an appreciation of the RNLI as I do now.
I didn't even know who the RNLI was.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Really, really fantastic. All, as I said, all volunteers. So is this all kits out like a fireman? So you come in and you've got all your kit here already to jump into?
Kits at station.
Right. Got in there, it was, I think, what, 10:30, 11 o'clock?
Yeah,
it was dark by the time we got in there. I was reaching for the scrubbing brush to try and get rid of the name from Boomerang to stick.
Yes.
Boomerang lived up to its name.
Way too early for our liking. Bloody thing.
That wasn't a bad maiden voyage for us.
Thank you. We were feeling pretty blessed, actually, that we were safe when we went to bed that night. We did, however, have to get up the next day and deal with Goliath.
2 tools in 12 hours.
At that point, we really didn't know what sort of damage was done.
We'll get the boat out of the water, we'll have a look at the prop and see what needs to be done.
Goodness me.
It was just kind of all, gathered around the sail drive. But what was a little bit worrying was the fact that some of the sealant around it had been damaged as well. So we had to get that replaced too. What we've got here is a new gasket. This came off with the rope. Just swiped it off, so we had to have that replaced. Now that that's done, we can put it back in the water and do the rest of the oil change, and then just make sure that the prop's working, and if it's working, then we're good to go.
That meant that we could take 2.
Yep, Scottish optimism. Things can't get any worse. But when we were out the next time, God, we're like eagle eyes looking for any kind of any rope, string, lobster pots. You know, they're right in the middle of all the busy shipping lanes.
Yeah, it's like going through a minefield.
Yeah.
We've just left the Channel Islands. Very brief stop there. We've refueled and started our crossing towards the Bay of Biscay. We're going to be, well, on the boat now for around 3 days without going into port, our first time. We did 3-hour shifts. So Jonathan and I, we basically did our shift together, which is probably a little bit lame, but it was our first journey. But we had 3 hours on, 6 hours off, and somehow we managed to get more 3 a.m. starts than the crew that we'd hired. How did that work?
Morning everyone, 6 a.m. Just come on to our morning watch. You can see the sun rising over there. Behind us we have got France's equivalent of the Land's End. Our Land's End's over there. So we're now officially in the Atlantic. Look at the chart here. In about 3 hours we will turn left and head straight across Biscay.
Now Biscay is pretty notorious. It can be really nasty.
It was like a mill pond.
2,000 miles in an ocean away, but I see the sunrise. Oh.
It was so beautiful, wasn't it?
Squirrel! Yeah. Kelly, could you do something on the ropes there? Yeah. Oh, dolphin, look.
Playing at the front of the boat. It was beautiful because you could hear them at night when we were sleeping in the bow. You could hear them just like that while we were trying to sleep, wasn't it? I speak dolphin.
Yeah.
Clearly.
We speak a lot of something.
Good on you.
I'm helpless when I'm oceans away.
The only problem with it being a mill pond was that you go through a heck of a lot of fuel.
Oh, God, yes.
I think we went through the entire tank and the 2
reserves. Thank God we got the reserve tanks.
Yeah,
40 litres extra.
So our plan to get round the corner to Portugal, that was pretty quickly binned. La Coruña, our port of refuge, just about run out of fuel because we've done the entire Bay of Biscay motoring, which is a first. We're about 5 miles away, and quite a lot of twitching going on with regard to are we going to get there. We might have to throw Roy over the side to get rid of some ballast.
That wasn't very nice, was it?
We ended up on the smell of an oily rag getting into La Coruña, which I was quite happy about because it was really nice there.
Yeah, La Coruña was beautiful.
So whilst the Bay of Biscay had been fairly tame, the second half of the trip down the west coast of Portugal was slightly more hairy. The wind was coming from behind us, and that makes the boat go a little bit like a corkscrew.
Right smack on top of Sedona, Arabella.
It was like, try cooking in those conditions, try getting dressed, try going to the bathroom. Bash, bash, bash.
Baby, gonna take you for a spin, oh, whoa. Whoa.
I lost count of how many bruises I got.
Oh,
It was ridiculous.
The spaghetti was good. This is how we cook. Galley style. The way that you test spaghetti is by throwing it against the wall. We didn't have to worry about throwing it. It found itself against the wall on its own. Alright. The only problem was that the rest of the sauce was with it.
I know. There you go, Darl. It's a great job. It's amazing how much more energy you use just trying to stand upright, stay upright.
Yeah. Yeah,
exhausting.
Pilates, core
Who needs Pilates?
exercise.
Buy a boat. Just try and
Buy
stand
a boat and
upright.
take it to Biscay.
Hey, later Hollywood, you're gone, but you're not forgot. You got the cash, but your credit's no good. You flipped the script and you shot the plot. And I remember when the neon used to burn so bright and big, so bright and big.
So that's the last of the night shifts. Have a look through the window. And you can see sun rising. We get a little bit of sleep now before we get into Gibraltar and get the bimini up and get the wine open.